Hi, everybody. Welcome to BIMS TV. My name is Rose Santana, and this is BIMS Bites Kids. And today, we'll be taking a bite out of coastal conservation and restoration. So let's talk about it. First of all, let's talk about some of our most prevalent ecosystems that we have, especially near our coastal communities that are by the water. These include our mangrove forests, our coral reefs, our seagrass beds, and our kelp forests. All of these ecosystems are very important, especially because a lot of them act as nurseries where sometimes fish come to breed and leave their young, and they spend out their juvenile life in these ecosystems before they move out into the open sea. So let's talk about conservation and restoration, because they're not exactly the same thing. Marine conservation talks about the protection of marine species and ecosystems, just like the ones we saw before. So we protect the species, the populations, and the habitats. One way of doing so is by establishing marine protected areas to protect important habitats. So these can be found all over the world, and we usually try to limit how much human damage can be caused in these areas. Another great thing to do is reducing marine pollution, and that can be anything from trash to chemical pollution to other environmental issues. And a very big thing is reducing bycatch in marine fisheries, especially because a lot of the times the bycatch is what we don't want to catch anyways, and usually these tend to be pretty cool critters that we don't want to harm, right? Now, when we're talking about restoration, however, we're talking about how we are fixing and remedying as a society to heal the ecosystems that we have already damaged or that have already been damaged. So, two very cool ways of doing this is by outplanting coral and creating artificial reefs. Corals are usually grown in a nursery and then outplanted back into the ocean where they can thrive. And coral reefs are structures that we create and then put out into the habitat. And then a very cool thing happens. Nature takes its place, corals form and it turns into a really cool structure. A lot of people talk about aquaculture, which is when we raise our own fish, for example, in labs. And oftentimes people think that it's just to eat. But one very cool thing that's being done is that we've got animals that are being bred in the lab, such as crabs and ornamental fish like the Nemo and Dory fish from Finding Nemo, which are actually clownfish and blue tangs, respectively. But we are able to breed these in the lab and then put them back out in the ocean to help with the numbers, especially if the numbers are going down due to human activity. And another really cool thing is creating living shorelines. Living shorelines can protect our coasts from erosion, so the water slowly chipping away at everything, as well as protect us from flooding. Especially if you live in a place like Florida, you're near the coast, that is super important. All in all, there's many issues that we're facing today, but one of the major things that we can do is just inform ourselves. So thanks for tuning in. Please follow, like, and subscribe Black and Marine Science. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to chat. Thanks so much. And as always, stay fishy.